I'm not that interesting. Talk.
Dan and Spencer shot a fun Harmon Quest commercial this week. That was a highlight.
Real fun.
Oh yeah, Harmon Quest is coming to Verve
next week.
Verve.
This week.
It's twice as expensive as CISO and twice as likely to stick around for a year. I didn't ask for this new world any more than you did. Like, trying to look at it this way, like CISO was a Kickstarter. And thank you for your $5 like commitment to their experiment, which was noble and gave like Cameron and Rhea a show and like a bunch of really cool shows on CISO, and then I don't think this is a controversial statement. I don't think Universal gave it enough of a chance. You can't that business model needs 5 years, but they had their own reasons. They fucking folded it. That's not your problem, but it's a little bit mine because like now we have this world where it's like guys like me are like I got a built-in audience, and am I going to keep coming to you and going here's another person to subscribe to? I don't want to do that to you. That's not what Robin Hood does. He doesn't go. Hey, merry men, I want to introduce you to Gerald of Nottingham. He's got a real fun business plan. For every bottle of shampoo you sell, 3 people underneath you sell 6 bottles, and that's not the Robin Hood myth we want.
Are we finding out that Harmon Quest isn't good enough to make it to like an Adult Swim? Or like
For sure. I mean, it's kind of the fact that we're not already on one of those networks implies that we did not make it onto one of those networks.
Right. Yeah, but now our show is good enough to be on that, but compared to
I think there's an alternate reality where we did go to Adult Swim or something similar. But, you know.
But now Adult Swim doesn't need us to because we're making it for free for 2 seasons. And that becomes so big and it's such a success, Adult Swim can come along, scoop it up, and they're going to be like the heroes. But they didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't even know the particulars of the deal, but we didn't have what among our options wasn't like we're gonna keep our show and like go because we would just do it on the internet, rights. Sell it for $1 an episode, but that's not the business works. Like we couldn't have produced that level of show if CISO didn't exist. Like they had the budget to give us to like do it like dinner for 5 fucking style and have an audience and the cameras going whooshy whoosh and Lizzie Olsen's on it and fucking it's a good show because it's a little higher production value than if we did it on our own. But the upside of that, or the downside, or the side of that is like, okay, so CISO, they're folded. They sold all their shit to Verve. Verve is huge fans. They love the show. They're like
my favorite bands too.
Right. So and then I go to you guys and I go, hey, it's $11.99 a month now. Like, when you guys are like, how is this gonna happen? How does this end? Am I just in a bunker with you, giving you $50 a month for your pee?
That's why this season we're asking you not to watch Harmonquest. We're tired of it. We're not being complicit any longer.
Look, our show, let's just be honest, our show is on dialysis and we need your money.
For the first season.
But I also think they made the first season available. You can't like check out the second season, right, for free or anything.
There might be. I would not be surprised if the first episode of the second season is free, but I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
It's a good episode, though. We got Gillian Jacobs, and oh boy, I don't want to say she was like very Britta-esque, but it was great.
Why?
I cleaned out.
How do you even have that much money?
It's just these are singles, but
what are you doing?
I know.
This is half of the singles in my underwear drawer.
Okay.
Are you going to Jumbo's later, or what's happening?
Why did you choose to take them out of your drawer?
Because I thought maybe something would come up. I don't know. And maybe it has. It's like, well, if anybody feels like...
Did you want to make it rain?
Why don't you give everybody here $1? If you gave everyone here $1...
I think I might be... No, I probably couldn't.
Try it.
But I could... try.
The audience is desperate for dollars.
Or you give someone all the money, but they have to answer 3 riddles.
Oh, shit.
Why don't I just do what I do for Trick or Treat, which is I'll put a plate at the foot of the stage with a sign that says, just take one, and I'll put one of these dollars on it and fucking sleep like a baby. Because then you see the empty plate and you're like, fuck society. This nice man left a bunch of money on a plate. No one ever appreciates that.
Did you really do that?
What? Yeah, like you put it. It's a trick or treat trick. Look, if you didn't have time to go buy candy, put an empty bucket outside your door and put a sign that says like high road the fucking kids and go. I go like, be honest, just take one, and then the kid gets to. Here's the thing: it's a victimless crime. The first kid, if there's a kid that's like goes trick-or-treating at 3:15 p.m., fuck that kid. But also he's like a red pillar. Like he knows. He's like, this fucking dude's pulling a scam. Like there's nobody here before me. Okay, fine. That kid goes off and goes a serial killer. Every kid after that goes up to the bucket, sees an empty bucket and a sign that says, let's try to be nice people, huh? And an empty bucket. And the kid goes like, you know what? I love that there's a guy here that thought society was worth a shit. Too bad it wasn't. I'm going to move on through my day. Go get some other candy. Victimless crime.
I got two things. Okay, so for the first one isn't it just fine to not have any candy and stuff? Like, is that something, like, will people shame you or anything like that? Is that something you have to worry about?
Well, I have a lockable gate at the front of my estate now, so that's isn't really an issue anymore.
Well, I just mean, there's
I can just hit a button shaped like a bat and fucking turrets like point at the kids. You have 10 seconds to expect less.
Did you fear your trees getting TP'd?
Right, yeah. Like, what's the downside of not having candy? That's pretty standard,
if
right?
If they're going to TP my trees, first of all, they're only hurting my gardener. Second of all, and I'll put that on the note.
Dan, what I like
they
about you is
your
that
front door.
The more success that you achieve, the more relatable you become.
Trying to be relatable anymore, man. I'm just trying to be honest, brother.
You've become a man of the people. I love that.
Yeah, I know. I'm salt of the earth now. It's a big salt of the earth, orbiting the earth on a military-grade platform, hoarding the oxygen it steals.
I thought you were saying that you put a bowl out with a $1 bill in it and said, "Please just take one." And and then some kids are like, "Oh fuck, somebody got all the money."
Right, well, I am saying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting twist is you have one piece of candy, you put it in the bucket, and it's the last one left, see how long it lasts. Yeah. But if you have that kind of time, buy a bag of candy.
Right, it would be hard to get one piece of candy. This is for a guy who didn't have time
to buy candy. I'm not being cruel. I'm not like a weird monster.
Well, yeah, but you have two full-size Snickers in there. It says, "Please just take one." But you have a camera rig, like the way they take a picture of you when you're going down Splash Mountain. And so the kid walks away with 2 Snickers, and he's got a picture of him. But he also gets to buy that picture if he wants.
Look, I'll tell you what, man. Once you get over 30, it's like the pressure gets on. Unless you live in a really specific neighborhood that's like designed for people to buy the house because it looks like a house where they can't wait to give out candy at trick or treat, and designed for the parents to drop their kids off at that cul-de-sac. Like every other place in Los Angeles, you start to it becomes an exercise and fucking primatological like anxiety. Like you open the door and there's like a 15-year-old dude that put like a fucking ski cap on his head because that's his costume, and he's like holding his shirt out going, "Give me candy," and you're like, Jesus Christ, don't kill me. Like, it's a big city, man. There's no charm to trick or treat. Like, it's kind of like The Purge now. I just kind of like Ethan Hawke into my bedroom and watch through a camera.
I say this Halloween we just break into Steve's roommate's car and put all our candy in there. And the kids have to go in and kind of pretend to break into that car.
Did I ever share the story of when I was me and my best friend Ramstack, we were I think we were like 11 or 12, and we were kind of doing that. We put some dirt on our face, so we had hobo costumes, and and we were going and trick or treating, free candy, and then here comes Jenny Vogt, who is the crush of my life in grade school, and she's walking, and she's got this little girl with her, maybe a little sister who's dressed like an astronaut or a princess or something, and it's Jenny Vogt, and I got soot on my face, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Yeah, what are you trick or treating?" I'm like, "Yeah, are you?" And she's like, "Well, she is." She was like on fucking like chaperoning because she was a grown up because she was my age, and I was like, wah, wah. That's like one of those big moments where the girls grow up fast, and then you're like, I'm the worst.
I was a worse person at that age. We would go up the top of the steep hill and take the pumpkins from people's front yards and then spray them with aqua spray paint and light them on fire and roll them downhill. And it's pretty scary when you see a jack-o'-lantern coming at you on fire. But then the problem that the bad part of that is that at the end there's a house and a flaming incendiary device is going into the juniper tree in their front yard and gonna kill everybody.
At the end of it is a whole society that's just like, oh, so you kids just don't give a fuck. Like, I feel so bad about being a kid now. Like, we used to just throw shit at cars. Like, we didn't get it. We thought we were the Goonies.
Did we talk about window tapping with the penny and the tape? Did we ever talk about this?
Wait, my penny tapping story?
No, window tapping, penny tapping.
We called it penny tapping.
Yeah, did you tell me about this?
I told you about penny tapping.
Yeah, that's some sinister shit.
Yeah, but that's like the most benign thing of all.
Yeah, but
that is Goonies
torture.
Yeah. I know, but at least, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, but it's because you're implying to a person that someone's tapping on their window. It's like now that you look at it through a modern lens, you're like, that's a horrible thing to do to somebody. But we were it was the '80s, so we thought, well, they will think it's like Slender Man.
Slender Man was invented in 2013.
Shut up, you fucking uncreative, shitty generation.
That's been our show. Thank you very much for coming.
What if a guy had long arms? You should be ashamed of yourselves. You have an entire internet to create mythology. You are bad kids. All right.
That's mine.